What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do a 1-year review on my JBL 5.1 surround soundbar plus wireless subwoofer. I'm just going to let you guys know what I think about it after having it for a year now. Got it 2020 Black Friday, around November time, of course. And it's my main soundbar that I use in my living room. So I use it on the daily, especially when I'm here at least. So I'll just let you know the pros and cons and what I like and don't like about it, you know, the gist of it. But the first thing, we'll just go ahead and get started with the pros, is a loud bass. Now, of course, it's a JBL speaker. So of course the bass is gonna be banging pretty hard. This is the subwoofer itself. Let me get my shadow, my big ass head out of there. This is all the sub right here, 10-inch sub. It's ported. I don't know if I'm getting it or not, but the hole should be back there somewhere. This shit's probably upside down. But that's the sub detached. Again, it's wirelessly connected to the soundbar itself. And it's pretty big, as you can see. And you're probably wondering, why is it sitting, you know, on this little table? You're probably thinking, oh, he probably got the table after and he didn't realize that the table wasn't tall enough to get the speaker under it. But no, that's not it at all. The sub is just so loud and so rumbling that I had to put it on a table because I live on the 3rd floor. At this new apartment, I lived on the 2nd floor of my old apartment, and it would make the ground shake a lot when it was just on the floor by itself. I mean, it does have the little legs that keep it a little gap, but even on the table, the whole place will fucking rumble. So this is just a courtesy out of my own heart to my neighbors, but they don't care over here. I already got 2 noise complaints at this place, and I only lived here 2 months now. So things are going bad, as you can see. I really don't give a fuck. Anyways, here's a sound bar. I know I'm talking about the pros and cons, but I got a little distracted. So there's a sound bar. Subwoofer, they say you want to have it next to each other. Most people put the subwoofer, you know, across from where the sound bar is, but in the diagram it said to have it right next to it, so that's what I'm doing. Next thing on the list of pros is a clear audio with no lag time. You know, sometimes you'll see on the TV screen that the voice or the mouth of the person talking is moving, and then it might be milliseconds later the audio comes out. There's no lag in this at all. Crystal clear, no static or any distortion at all in anything that I've used it for, either this Bluetooth, HDMI, optical, whatever it is, it's been perfect for me thus far. Which leads me to my next thing. You know, it just has different ways for you to use it in terms of connectivity. So like I said, they got HDMI. I think there's 2 of them. They got HDMI ARC, they got Bluetooth, and they got the optical port as well. All of them work perfectly fine. It's just your preference, I guess. And then talking back to the bass, the remote. Shit. Okay, there we go. The remote has a bass button right there, which you can use. I might as well just show you. If you hit the button, it pops up. That's the mute button. The bass level, so you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So of course, leave it at 5, why not? The more bass, the better, in my opinion. And then the last thing, I already mentioned it, is how it's all wirelessly connected. So the only thing that has a plug, of course the subwoofer needs a power source, so that's the only plug on that. And then this one needs a power source as well, so that's the only plug on this. And then of course connecting it to the TV, I use HDMI ARC, so that's where that's plugged in, but that's it. There's nothing more than that for plugs. So I like the minimalist idea of the wires, not having a whole bunch of wires behind my little stand, which I already have a lot of wires anyways, but the least the better, in my opinion. All they do is collect dust. So that's the main pros that I have for the sound bar thus far. Of course there's more, but it's hard to really think of all of them off the top of your head. But most people want to come here for the cons anyway, so let me just get into that now. For the life of me, I could never get it to connect to the Wi-Fi. I don't know what it is. I tried so many different ways. I spent a whole night trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, but for whatever reason, it just wouldn't do it. So I ended up having to use my Ethernet cable and just plug it in. And I only did that because I knew there was an update for the soundbar when I got it. and I needed the internet to get the update. And then talking about the update, there's an update I think before. The only difference you could really see in terms of display wise is when I hit that bass button where it changed from 1 through 5. Before it used to be like low, medium, or high or something like that for the bass option. So there's 3 levels compared to 5 now. And the audio is a lot louder in general. Like now it's it's still loud, but it used to be a lot louder before the update, and there's no way to go back on the update once you do it. So you're kind of stuck with whatever you got now, which I just got used to it, so it's not a big deal for me. But if you knew what it was like before the update, you'd be like, damn, I messed up. The other thing is a Bluetooth disconnects kind of quick if you pause your music or whatever you're playing with the audio. So let's say you're listening to music, you pause it for a minute. Sometimes the Bluetooth will just automatically disconnect from that, and you just got to reconnect it to get your music playing again, which it gets annoying. And then there's no automatic switch to get to Bluetooth. Like say you're on your phone and you connect to the sound bar, it's not going to automatically start playing whatever's on your phone. You actually got to go to the remote and then hit this Bluetooth button, and then you should see it says BT, and then it would start playing. So it's really annoying that it can connect to the Bluetooth of the soundbar without being on that option, but until you push the option for Bluetooth, it's not going to start playing the actual music, which is just, again, an annoying step that you got to deal with. And then the last thing that it doesn't bother me, but it would be nice because I know other models of the JBL soundbars have a better remote that's more customizable. Like this one doesn't have any presets for audio listening. So if you want to go to like theater mode or like music mode or surround mode or whatever it is, you can't do that. There's no presets to different things that you're listening to. So you just gotta, only thing you can adjust is the bass, and there's nothing else you can adjust really with it. I don't know if you can see it. It's so blurry. All right, whatever. And then the differences between, when I got it out of the box and 1 year later that I've noticed, the only thing really is that the buttons, again, you can't, let me see myself if I can get it. There we go. So you can see that the buttons are kind of fading away, like the mute button down here. You can't even tell it's a mute button anymore. And obviously I use that button a lot because it's smudged. So at some point, all the buttons are gonna get smudged away. I'm just gonna have to know by memory, like which is which is kind of annoying, but it's little things really. And that's really all the pros and cons that I got. I'll go ahead and play a little audio just so you get an idea, but I'm not gonna play it very loud because again, noise complaints, can't get any more. And of course there's ads, so let's just skip through that now. All right, let's see. There I am, you can see me a little bit. Let me hide. So this is royalty-free music, of course. Don't want to get no copyright strikes, and I'll just be quiet while the music plays. Bass is on 5, which is the max, and volume's at 10 out of, I believe it goes to 31. A little bit. All right, so it might be, you know, just a little bit distorted here and there because I was fucking zoomed in so hard on the sub and the soundbar itself, so it might sound a little weird, but you heard a little bit from different angles of how far away I was from the soundbar itself. Just to get a little idea, again, it doesn't make sense for me to do a sound test through a phone speaker for another speaker, depending on what you're listening to. It could be from your phone speaker as well, so it just doesn't make sense, but some people wanted to hear it. So there it is on that aspect. You get a good amount of mid-range. It's hard probably to tell, I haven't heard it yet through the phone, but in person you can hear the mid-range. You can adjust the bass to make it not overpowering the mid-range, but it's up to you what your preference is. But compared to other models of the JBL, mid-range is non-existent. I've had the other one with a detachable speaker on the soundbar, and you don't get any mid-range at all, even though you can customize it on the remote a lot more. Even with that option, you still don't hear the mid-range. So I don't know. This one I can at least. So just from that personal experience of hearing both, I know that this one is a better option. I can't remember if this is the newest model or if that one is. I know there's a 9.1 now, which is the newest, but before that one, I think this was the newest one. But I could be wrong. Anyways, I still love this sub and soundbars combo. I paid, I think it was like $2.99 or $3.99 for it on Black Friday. I think it was $2.99 at Best Buy. And literally the price of this thing, I think, is like $4 or $5.99. So the value is holding up. It's JBL, a strong name, so it's not gonna, you know, go down in value anytime soon, even when new models come out, just because the quality of the materials and the name itself. You just know you're gonna get your money's worth and it's gonna last a good minute. But that's all I got for you guys on this. Let me know in the comments down below if you got any other questions about the soundbar itself. And I'll answer it whenever I get a chance. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.